This is the second part.
Yeah, but say by the end of the school year, when people were either taking drugs or they weren't, and that became a very big social marker.
Yeah.
I actually met a friend of mine introduced me to heroin, and this was at the age of, I was 15 at the time, being one of the youngest in my year at school. I didn't leave until I left at the age of 15. So just before I left school, I tried smoking heroin, and I thought it was great.
It's chasing the dragon, as it were.
Dragon off foil, yeah, that's right. And the guy who was giving it to me was 3 years older than me.
And he shared it with you at a social occasion, really?
Well, we'd skulk off on our own and do it.
Skulked off.
Because the people who were taking ecstasy and what have you, everyone else was completely anti-heroin, wouldn't touch it for basketball, except me. Right. I was the only one
available,
I was the only one who showed any interest. So this guy wanted someone to share his time with when he was using heroin. And so we started smoking it together. And as I did that, the people who were not using drugs, a few people really did wash their hands for me. It was, I don't want to be associated with a heroin user, goodbye sort of thing. And that was fair enough. That was the way some people thought, and I can understand that. Maybe they're a bit more intelligent than I was at the time. But I started smoking it with this guy, and I'd left school by this point and was just starting college. And I admitted to another friend in my year that I was smoking heroin. This was, funnily enough, the same friend that I started smoking cannabis with all those years ago.
So he's developed as well,
And he wanted to start
using
still heroin. Yeah.
Still a friend, is he?
Yeah. There's a long story there.
Yeah, alright, don't worry. Just wonder if he's dead, that's all,
Nothing like that. I admitted to him that I'd been taking it in secret, kind of hiding it from the rest of our friends, because there was a big group of about 20 of us. I was born quite a big group of friends who just go out, take ecstasy and speed and just wander the streets of Stubbington.
Really?
That was the night out. Go out, see how wide you can make your eyes go, and just wander around the streets all night. That was our idea of a good time.
Where did you used to go in Stubbington? What sort of places?
The library. We used to sit outside the library.
Outside the library?
That was our main hangout, outside the library. Oh, good. But it was great fun.
And you meet youngsters and other people that were some learning, and talk to people. Yeah. Is the village life in Stubbington a close-knit village, or is it?
Yeah. It's everyone knows what everyone else.
So you know quite a number of people in Stubbington.
I know everyone in Stubbington knows me.
Oh, they know you. You would have thought so. Yeah.
You gain a level of notoriety more through malicious gossip than anything.
So what you're sharing with me today is we're talking history, reality.
Yeah, this is my life. Yeah.
And other people's lives too, because what you're talking is
what I was doing.
Is mapped out. Other people are going through it too, and their friends and relatives. And
at the time, by the time I'd left school in say the May of '95, I was selling speed and cannabis. No big time, but just friends.
Yeah.
I was the guy.
All the people you knew.
If anyone wanted something, I was the guy you.
So you'd help them out, wouldn't you? Really?
Yeah.
You consider it to be that way.
That's right. That's the way it was looked upon. I was just helping them out and making wine for free. Yeah. I wasn't making money. I was just making my own bit for nothing. And that was just the way it was. And I was obviously got quite well. If you're a drug dealer, you become well known. It's a necessity. You've got to get your name out on the street, otherwise people don't buy off you. And I started to use heroin in secret, and then when I was in college, people who had divided themselves off into the straight category kind of started to take ecstasy, because I suppose leaving school, a lot of people didn't start to blossom socially until they'd left school and got into the college environment. And then quite a lot of people found that drugs were for them.
So would you take me, if I allow me to free think here, going to college right, not you personally, because you already made the break, but other people, did it give them the freedom to try it out?
That's right.
So it was what like you call a quantum leap.
Yeah,
you know, a situation where things are going as well, and then suddenly they're in a situation that they can actually make that leap, and some of them went to drugs.
That's right.
At Fareham College.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And at the time, I was probably the biggest pot dealer of my age in Stubbington. In fact, I know I was. I mean,
so people that smoke pot would know who you were without a shadow of a doubt.
That's right. Anyone who smoked a joint between the years of 93 and 97 in Stubbington will know who I am, without a doubt.
And if they wanted any other kind of drugs, could they come to you and ask you where to get it from?
Yeah, and I'd get it for them. And
you could get it?
I'd get it for them and make some money.
Oh, right.
And
that support you and your...
My
rather than you wouldn't nick for your mum, but rather than get money for your mum, you make a bit.
I was never a thief, ever. I never have been. I was... If I could con some money, I would do.
Are you working at the moment?
No.
Do you want to work?
No.
That's all, I'm really trying to capitalise on your ability to earn money, that's all.
Well...
I want to employ your skill.
I'm a great entrepreneur.
Yeah. No mind, carry on. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So at college, right? People, if you wanted dope, they could get it from you.
Yeah. And I'd have it on me all the time, and this was just so bar, and I'd sell a few ounces a week in eighths, which I mean, I don't know, I had about 500 quid a week going through my hands. Not profit by any stretch.
No, but just to keep you afloat, yeah?
People would give me the dope on credit. Cannabis was a lot more expensive back then. I mean, it's decreased in price a hell of a lot in the last few years. But back then, an ounce was £80, and an eighth could be quite easily sold on the street for £14.
Right, yeah.
So you sell 6 eighths at £14, 86 quid. And so I'd get a quarter for free, and I'd sort out all my mates with dope. Then that kind of happened with ecstasy. I'd go out and buy 10 ecstasy tablets and pass them on, or an ounce of speed. And I used to actually cut it with glucose. I mean, as I say, most kids my age weren't too clued up, but whereas I'd been associating with people older than me secretly using heroin, I knew a fair bit more than most kids of that age, and so I capitalised on that and used it to make not a lot of money, but a lot of drugs. I kept myself in good times for a long time, and at this point the heroin wasn't a problem in my life. It was, as I say,
you used heroin, did you?
Yeah.
As you like I like a meal out tonight.
Yeah, it was.
Treat yourself out.
Yeah,
a
treat. Yeah, and it was also a big secret.
Yeah,
because I mean, people really looked down on it. I mean, train spotting had just come out, and the word junkie had become a really dirty word again. Because I mean, it became, I don't know, almost a bit more tolerated during the early 90s. But then there was a very big anti-heroin backlash. I mean, at the time, I remember some people actually getting verbally abusive to me about fucking junkie kind of thing, junkie scum and all the rest of it.
Well, they do it about paedophiles as well, don't they?
That's a very interesting point you've just raised there. The fact that someone could compare me to a paedophile sickens me. What I do, okay, I harm myself. I stick a needle in my arm.
You're not doing to other people.
That's my problem. A paedophile
is other people's kids.
A young person's life,
wrecks their lives,
and wrecks it, violates them, and deviates from the world as a whole. Whereas, and how someone can put me in that same category?
I know, it's incredible, isn't it?
It makes my skin crawl. It really does.
But you accept people do.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I've been classified as it. Not as a paedophile myself, but
right.
as a dope addict and all, because I try and help my brother who's missed it myself.
Yeah, right. People were very against heroin when I was younger, But it didn't bother me. I was a very independent thinker. Peer pressure never got to me.
It seems to me, I mean, I've not experienced or anything at all, okay, but it seems to me that the high, have we used the word high, is that okay? On heroin, the level to which you attain on heroin cannot be compared to anything without it.
No.
Okay?
Not at all.
The bad side about it is you have to live with all the consequences of being dependent on that high, whatever it is. Now, if there wasn't a bad side to it, you can't see the reason
why not to
do it.
That's right.
Yeah, it's only because there is a bad side. Now, people, it seems to me, they focus on the bad side. They're not aware of what the good side is. They hit the bad side.
Yeah. But that's really the sensible way to do it in retrospect. I mean, at the time, I was convinced that, well, take me at 16, using a huge amount of LSD, ecstasy and speed.
So you've been on LSD, have you?
Yeah, I mean, LSD came onto the scene when I was about 15, say, just leaving school. And I think I took my first one when I was about 14. But it started to become more commonplace just as I was leaving school. And I was actually the guy who was getting it and selling it. So if people were doing acid, it came from me. It was simple as that. There was a point where a lot of people stopped dealing and I was just left on my own, so as the only dealer. So I was getting a lot of older people coming to me, as well as a lot of younger people. I wouldn't sell drugs to people younger than me because I was worried about the effects that it might have. Which highlights that I was aware of the dangers of drugs. I just chose to ignore them. I think at that age I thought I was strong enough to really say it's not going to change me. But more for me, I suppose. But yeah, at the age of 16, I was at the weekends for fun. I was taking a lot of ecstasy, speed, and LSD. I mean, to the point where a good Saturday night would have been 5 E's, 4 trips, and 4 trips. Speed. I've done 12 trips in once. A strip of 12 in my mouth, and just sat there and used to ride it. My whole thing was, how far can I push this? What's the limit? Where does it stop getting me more wrecked?
Beyond my ken.
I love it. I used to get into a state of almost catatonic where I'd be so tripped out that any external stimuli was completely irrelevant. Yeah, I was in Ging world. I was just tripped out of my head.
Gong.
Yeah, that's it.
Ging will gong.
Exactly. And I wasn't I mean, people would meet me and I wasn't even coherent a lot of Saturday nights. And I got this reputation as just a complete space cadet, which I was.
Yeah, must have been.
And this was every Friday and Saturday night, and 4 of each was what I'd like to do as a minimum. 4 grams of speed, 4 pills, ecstasy tablets, and 4. And as I said a minute ago,
you've been there, done it, worn the t-shirt. You know where they're coming from.
I wouldn't sell drugs to younger people than me. Well, not substantially younger. When I was in college, there was only one guy at school who I would sell drugs to, and that was the lad who I told you I took my first ecstasy tablet with. So I knew he was okay.
Where he came from,
yeah, that's it, exactly. So, I mean, there was no risk factor to it. So, as my dealing got more and more and more, I was able to afford to buy more heroin.
For yourself?
Yeah, for myself. And I got more and more into that until the point. I mean, it's going to all splice together really weirdly.
Yeah.
Because I've told you the story about me taking heroin for the first time. I'm finding it hard to remember what I have said and what I haven't said now. But at 16 at college, it was just huge amounts of what I'd call recreational class A's. There wasn't a lot of cocaine about back then. There's a lot more cocaine available now than there was then.
It's become fashionable, is it?
It's become socially acceptable.
Right.
Whereas beforehand...
And that's just sniffing it,
yeah, that's right.
Is it because pop groups do it?
Yeah, to be honest, I think you're not far off at all. Whereas I don't know, kids also seem to have a bit more money nowadays. I mean, hell, I'm talking like I'm an old man now, but I don't remember kids that might, when I was younger, having 60 quid to spend on a gram of cocaine.
They wouldn't have it. How could they have it? How could they possibly do that?